Alright, they may look a little sloppy, but, they don't look too bad. Oh, howdy there. What is this that I got in my hands? Totally not Star-Lord's blasters. Okay, yeah, there's Star-Lord's blasters, but, this is not the only thing I've made out of cardboard. Hold on a sec. Surprise, motherfucker. And speaking about, the F-bomb that I just dropped there that I'm totally gonna bleep out, Star-Lord is going to be the first MCU character to drop an F-bomb uncensored in the MCU after 15 years of so many F-bombs that have been censored. History is about to be made, ladies and gentlemen. But jokes aside, though, you could probably picture an idea of, why I'm making these. Oh, I don't know. I may possibly go to an IMAX marathon that happened. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. I swear. Oh, God. Cut the camera. As I was saying, I may possibly go to an IMAX marathon that is showcasing all Guardians films in IMAX on May 3rd, so do stay tuned for a movie vlog for that. But with that being said, with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out in about almost a week now, I figured this would be the perfect time to review the first two Guardians movies, just like I did with the first two Ant-Man films in prep for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And sadly, Quantumania is one of the worst reviewed Marvel movies of all time. Now, I did enjoy Quantumania, but I'll admit, it's not a perfect film by any means necessary, and if anything, it did a terrible job at concluding a trilogy, which was one of the disappointing parts that I have for Quantumania. As for Volume 3, that is gonna do a better job at concluding a trilogy than what Quantumania sadly failed to do. But we're not talking about Ant-Man. We've already got that hype over with around back in February. We're now getting ready for the hype for Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, I'm gonna be reviewing the first two Guardians movies. I've already reviewed the holiday special that came out last year, which by the way, I did just rewatch that recently for my third viewing as I watched it the second time with my mom. But I've just been watching Guardians of the Galaxy content, mainly just the first two movies and then the holiday special, because I'm just getting really hyped up for Guardians of the Galaxy. And, since I made a Kang the Conqueror costume for Ant-Man 3, I got another costume I got got another costume that I'm working on, and, it's in the work in progress. I would be making a video of how I'd be making this, but it seems I am not doing a very good job at making videos of how I end up making these costumes. Because the only video I made that involves, how to make a costume and is Marvel related would be my Shang-Chi video. And that's the only one where I demonstrated how I ended up making this thing. And I don't even know how I was able to upload that, as I had so many videos I needed to upload it, as I was doing that 100 Days in Las Vegas thing. But still, though, back to topic. Now I'm starting to wish I probably should have taken notes for this, but I'm going to try and make this quick and short. Who am I kidding? My videos are always long, because I always talk too much and just have trouble trying to process my thoughts. Do I just suck at making reviews? As I just have trouble trying to collect my thoughts. You know what, doesn't matter. Enough chit chat. It's time we review Guardians of the Galaxy that came out in 2014. And before I talk about my thoughts on the movie, this just hit me as I am probably now realizing this. You know, I probably have said this a couple of times, and was it that I've said a couple of times on the channel? I'm going to be seeing every single MCU project, whether I know I'm familiar with the character or not. And I kind of figured that Doctor Strange would be one of them, as I didn't know who this guy was. I wasn't fully too interested in it. I mean, sure, there was Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, but Ant-Man, no, that caught my attention. Doctor Strange, I thought, wasn't the movie that fully caught my attention, as I sadly never had the chance to see that in theaters and just mainly watched at home, as it took me, a long time to finally watch Doctor Strange. Not that I, fell asleep or something, I was trying to watch it, but couldn't, as I had too much stuff going on at the time, and one of them would have to do with school. But yeah, I basically vowed myself that, okay, I'm from now on, I gotta watch every single MCU movie, whether I know the character or not. Which, another thing about it, this all sound like some bull stuff, I'm just saying. I don't know. But when I think about it, Doctor Strange wasn't the MCU movie that had me, I don't know if I'm fully interested in this. It's actually Guardians of the Galaxy, and it would make sense for why it would be Guardians of the Galaxy, because, first of all, when this trailer came out, I had no idea who these characters were, and I wasn't the only one at the time. Now, I'll say this, it looks cool and all, but I don't know if I was fully interested in it. Then again, I don't remember all my thoughts I had about Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014, because I was like, how old was I back in 2014? I would have had to been 8 years old. Hold on. 8, 15, no wait, 8, 9, 10, 11, which would be 17, 16, 15. No, yeah, I would have been 8 years old at the time. You know what I think about? I should probably make a video about MCU movies I've watched in theaters, on DVD, and on pirated websites. Like Ant-Man, for example, as my dad had me watch that on a pirated website, as he didn't want me to take me to the theater to go watch Ant-Man. And I think I remember bringing that up in my Ant-Man review. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy would be one of those movies I saw on DVD, as I never had the chance to see this in theaters. And once I had the chance to watch it at home, which I think it was 2015 I had the chance to watch it. Yeah, I'm wishing I saw it in theaters, but I shall have that opportunity once I go to that IMAX marathon. In IMAX. And yes, the IMAX format thing is on Disney Plus as well. But here's the difference between watching it on Disney Plus with IMAX and seeing a movie in IMAX in theaters. Actually, I don't think I need to explain that. I think you get where I'm going with this. Sure, I may have seen this in IMAX format on Disney Plus, but it's gonna be way cooler experiencing it in theaters. If I were doing a list of top 10 surprising movies of 2024, not 24, that's next year, 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy would be one of them. I expected to somewhat like this movie, but after watching it on DVD, which I think I rented, no, yeah, I definitely rented Guardians of the Galaxy. After watching it at home, probably between 2014 or 15, I know this came out in August, but I had to believe I may have watched this in 2015. I don't know, it's hard to tell. This was like 9 years ago, or 8 years ago, depending. So though, as I finally got to watch it, I didn't end up liking it. I ended up loving it. And it's all thanks to James Gunn, who happens to be the Kevin Feige of DC Studios. And I should probably stop saying, describing him as the Kevin Feige of DC Studios and just say CEO or co-CEO. But just, I can't help it. He's the Kevin Feige at DC Studios, and we got Kevin Feige at Marvel Studios, as he's the Kevin Feige. Just, oh my god. Now, if you ever ask me if I have a favorite director, that would be a tricky question. I do have favorites. I don't know who is my most favorite or personal favorite. I know that I like Sam Raimi as a director and Zack Snyder as a director, and hell, even Christopher Nolan as a director, along with Steven Spielberg. But James Gunn would definitely be one of my favorite directors on my list of favorite directors, but just can't pick who's my most favorite director. But I feel like James Gunn could become my most favorite. As a reason for that is because I like his directing style. Mainly his writing style. Actually, both his directing and writing style. But not only for the Guardians movies, but also what he's been working at with DC. And I look forward to what he's going to be cooking up with Superman Legacy, as they're going to start filming next January of next year. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is a top tier MCU movie, and I really wish I have this on my top 10. So it's kind of getting hard to put so many MCU projects on my top 10 list. Like, what do I put on my top 10? I know I got Multiverse of Madness in there, which that's probably going to piss off people, as not everyone's a fan of that movie, but I enjoyed it. But if it makes you happy, I'm expecting Volume 3 to be taking that top 10 spot. Is Multiverse of Madness on my number 10 spot? I don't know. I'd have to double check on my Letterboxd, which be sure to follow me on Letterboxd, which I'll put a link in the description below. But the best part about James Gunn directing his own superhero projects, I mean, I know he's done other stuff than superheroes. I just only know he's done the holiday special, but also the first 2 Guardians and Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, and apparently the first 2 live-action Scooby-Doo movies that, I'm sorry, I gotta rewatch those movies, and once I enjoy rewatching them, I just gotta wait till the credits and see James Gunn's name, unless they just pop up in the opening credits. I don't know, but actually, there's no way James Gunn actually worked on the Scooby-Doo movies, because if so, then how the hell did I not know about that? But the best part about him directing his own projects is that he's got most of his friends and family members on set, especially his own brother. I plan to become a movie director someday, and if that ever happens, I'm hoping I could invite some of my friends and family members on to my projects that I'll eventually make in the future. But yeah, that's basically one of the things I like about James Gunn. He has his friends and families on his projects, and they just all have a good time making whatever they make on set, whether it's a TV show or a movie. Alright, enough of me praising James Gunn here a little bit. So what are my general thoughts with the movie? Like I said earlier, I expected to somewhat like it, and I came out loving it, and not gonna lie, I think the Guardians movie are one of the best MCU movies out there. Sure, the Ant-Man movies are fun, but if I had to pick, I may go for Guardians. Sure, it may be fun to shrink up and down and all that, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy. If I had to choose Ant-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy movies, it'd be the Guardians movies. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna drink this squirt. I would go full spoiler talk on everything I like about the movie and what I didn't like about the movie, but probably mention some bits here and there. But what are my positives with the movie? So, starting off with the Guardians cast. Chris Pratt is freaking perfect at Star-Lord. Actually, let me rephrase that. Everyone that plays the Guardians, which would be Chris Pratt, Zoe Selena. Oh god, I'm hoping I got her name right. Dave Bautista, Bradley Cooper, and surprisingly, Vin freaking Diesel's in this movie. I'm gonna talk about that later. All of them are perfectly casted as the Guardians of the Galaxy. But on with my thoughts with Vin Diesel. No joke, I did not know Vin Diesel was voicing Groot. Now, I will say is when it was revealed that Groot just only says, I am Groot, I got annoyed with that, but eventually I came to accept it later on. I am Groot. We are Groot. But back to point. I was shocked to find out about this, and that is Vin Diesel voices Groot. I'd imagine just trying to fan cast Vin Diesel as a random superhero, but then I would have to remember, oh, wait a sec, Vin Diesel's already in the MCU. He voices Groot. Okay, forgive me for going a little bit nuts here. I'm just shocked to find out that Vin Diesel is Groot. I'm still shocked to this day that Vin Diesel is Groot. Well, that he mainly does the voicing of Groot, but still, it still shocks me to this day that he's, like, huh? Now, we could all have fan favorites, and if you had to ask me who would be my favorite, yeah, that'd be a tricky question, because I love all the Guardians, but, I could go for Rocket. Either Star-Lord or Rocket or Groot or Drax. Maybe Gamora. I don't know. I could go with either of them, because they're all badass, especially Rocket Raccoon. Also, this may be a Marvel movie, but it's mainly a sci-fi movie, but well, it's mainly a comedy, actually. This movie is straight up hilarious as hell. Now, is the movie a bit over the top with the comedy, like, for example, Thor Love and Thunder? No, it is perfect. The comedy is just perfect. Another good thing about Guardians of the Galaxy is that the humor and the serious tone are perfectly timed. And I'm gonna go a little bit off topic here about something. I expected that we'd possibly have Thor in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, since he was pretty much hanging out with them by the end of Endgame. Now, sure, we did see the Guardians a little bit in Thor 4, and not gonna lie, I kind of hoped they were in the movie a little bit longer. I don't know, just to maybe help out Thor a little bit, since there happens to be a butcher that is butchering gods everywhere, left and right, Timbuktu and all that. And I feel like they could have pulled it off, but after seeing Thor Love and Thunder, let's just say that thank God that no other MCU hero like Thor is in Volume 3. And to be honest, I didn't think that we'd have Volume 3 as the concluding trilogy. Now, not that I think we'd get a fourth movie after that, my mind didn't think of it like that at the time. I didn't even know anything about a trilogy until I learned about it later on, as I grow up and get older in the next couple of years and all that. Still, you get what I'm trying to say. God, I always have trouble trying to explain something. So yeah, the movie may be funny, but it is on point with the serious tone. Like, for example, I'm assuming we all expected this just to be a funny movie, which, yes, this was a funny movie, but by the beginning of the movie, we get to see a tragic backstory with Peter Quill, as we get to see him lose his mom, which was pretty heartbreaking to watch. I was not expecting that. Hell, I didn't know what I was expecting going into Guardians of the Galaxy, and look at me now. I'm a Guardians fan. Or another good example when, around the second act of the movie, when Rocket and Drax were, like, beating the crap out of each other, arguing about something. Actually, Rocket was beating up Drax because he called him a vermin. Like, in that scene, it got serious when Rocket was, saying something about how he didn't ask to get made, and speaking of which, James Gunn did say that Rocket is the secret protagonist of the Guardians trilogy, and everyone thought that, oh, he's the secret protagonist in the third movie. No, he's the secret protagonist in the trilogy, and after rewatching the first two movies, I could see that. As we're sadly going to learn his tragic backstory of how he became Rocket Raccoon in Volume 3. Like, seriously though, I like how this movie is perfect with the comedy and the serious tone. Unlike Thor Love and Thunder, it was too funny. And another good thing about this movie, besides it being on point with the serious tone and the comedy, is the soundtrack, which, speaking of which, there are some songs in here that I do happen to be a fan of, but for the other songs that aren't like my favorite, not that I don't like them, it's just not my taste of music, but since I've been listening to the soundtrack lately, as I've just been working on my Star-Lord outfit, which, yeah, I am working on Star-Lord's outfit. I mean, yeah, they're all wearing the same outfits, but this is mainly for Star-Lord, but still, though. Not gonna lie, the soundtrack for both Guardians of the Galaxy movies, they're absolute bangers. And they got songs there that aren't even my taste of music, yet I don't mind listening to it. But what's good about the soundtrack is James Gunn's got, besides him having great taste in music, he's got good taste on specific type of music for a scene, like, for example, The Chain in Volume 2, as that's something about, the chain being unbreakable, as the Guardians are kind of getting split up and just, being basically torn apart by ego, but they can never be broken apart. I don't know, this is something I heard from New Rockstars, which will be on the deep dive, just, still, This is something I learned actually recently. I didn't think the songs had actual meanings to the scenes in the movies, but after watching the deep dive episode about how Rock is the secret protagonist, I could see that, and yeah, that just made me love James Gunn even more as a director. Damn, I gotta watch MCU Easter egg videos more often. But yeah, the positives I have for this movie is that everyone's perfectly casted, the soundtrack is a banger, the serious tone and the comedy tone are just on point, and, of course, there's some great action in this movie. The only negatives I got for this movie, which, yeah, I could care less about the villain. Ronan is just a evil bad guy that just wants to destroy Xandar for whatever reason. I know his motive is to destroy Xandar, but why exactly? Does he just dislike Xandar? I don't know. He's just basically a bad guy villain. And not only was I not a fan of Ronan as the villain, I mean, he's an alright villain, just not a top tier MCU villain. And I'm expecting the High Evolutionary to be a top tier Guardians villain. But Ronan wasn't the only villain I was not a fan of. There was also Nebula. I will grow to like her more in Volume 2, but I was not too much of a fan of her in Volume 1. If I'm being honest. But besides not being a fan of Ronan and Nebula in this movie, I'll have a few minor nitpicks here and there. Then again, there are just nitpicks of the movie, and those are just the only negatives I got for the movie, which would be the villains were, I guess, meh. I don't know. But overall, I mainly just got positive for this movie. And to end it off here, I'm gonna replay one of my favorite scenes of this entire movie. And it would be the jailbreak scene, but I'm sorry, this just is my most favorite moment out of the entire movie, as it's just straight up badass.
You're immortal! How? You said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Me just witnessing that just had me, okay, this movie's freaking awesome, holy shit. Actually, one more thing before I fully end the video here. I honestly thought that Nebula and Gamora were Ronan's kids. And the reason I thought that was because I was a dumb kid back in 2014. I didn't understand jack back then. I got confused about that as, wait, are they Thanos' kids or Ronan's kids? But eventually I will learn that they are Thanos' kids. And speaking about Thanos, yeah, I was not expecting him to pop up in this movie. Well, those are just my thoughts with the Guardians of the Galaxy that came out in 2014. And I guess I could say that the only MCU movies that haven't fully caught my interest were Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange. But now, having seen those movies and loving them, yeah, I pretty much have made a vow that from now on, I should just watch every single MCU project, whether I know the characters or not. I don't know, this is just a weird thing I got going on with me, but still, it doesn't matter because, yeah, I now watch every single MCU project that is coming out, whether I know the characters or not. Okay, I should shut up right now and just end the video. But with that being said, be sure to let me know your thoughts, comments down below. What did you think about Guardians of the Galaxy? And did you have the chance to see this in theaters? Because I sadly didn't, as I wasn't fully interested in it until I watched it at home. But I'll finally get the chance to watch this in theaters in almost next week. But as always, I'll see you guys in my Volume 2 review. And actually, I would have uploaded this on Friday, but I'm pretty much going to be uploading this on May 1st and then my review for Volume 2 on May 3rd. Because why not? Actually, I'll probably have that uploaded on May 2nd since I'm going to be doing a movie vlog on the 3rd of May, so yeah. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.